Yeah, I was just wanting to point out that, I've heard people talk about how they say that this country was founded on Christianity, and that is absolutely, nothing could be further from the truth. Now, what I was taught whenever I was growing up is that people came to this country to escape religious persecution.
Right.
And unless I don't know if they're still teaching that in the schools now. The church may have gotten in there and rewrote history. Also, the national anthem and the original Pledge of Allegiance, there is no reference to God. None at all.
And the Constitution.
Right, yeah. And in fact, religion and, how do they word it? Church and state shall remain separate.
No, that's not the Constitution.
What do they say?
It says that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion.
That's the First Amendment in the Bill of Rights. What the Constitution says in Article 6 is that there'll be no religious tests for any public office or trust.
Well, where does this separation of church and state?
Thomas Jefferson.
It's an application of the First Amendment.
Right.
It's Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. And the only rational way to do that is to make sure that the government, and by the way, most of the Founding Fathers realized this and commented on it, is to make sure the government stays neutral with respect to religion, that you're free to believe and follow the dictates of your conscience, and the government shouldn't intervene, and it shouldn't be in the business of endorsing what is a religion and what isn't, but it is. And that's something I think we need to fix.
Oh, yeah, sure. And so when did this In God We Trust show up on the money? When was that?
Was it the
56,
50s?
54 or 56.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
Actually, it had been on some money previous to this, but it was instantiated as the national motto and added to all of our money in 54 or 56. It had appeared along with a number of other mottos on coins back in the 19th century.
Okay. Yeah, well, I just wanted to point out, that originally this country seemed to want to have nothing to do with God. And, I wish that these people who call in talking about, defending their God, I wonder if they have ever read anything about the Inquisition. And, they really need to take a look at that before they make a decision.
Those aren't real Christians.
That's the revisionist apologetic.
And
it doesn't
also
matter that the book blatantly says thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Obviously, those people misread that part.
Yeah. Well, also, I just wanted to point out that I've been following the election very closely, and it seems like all of the churches were behind McCain. God wanted everybody to vote for McCain, and he got blown away. So it looks like God's influence is waning.
Well,
no, because you know what though? Romans says that whoever gets in office is put in by God.
Yeah.
So according to the Bible, Obama was God's choice.
Now, the thing is that even some of those Christians who recognize that passage from the Bible that says essentially that Obama was God's choice, they now think that it was God's choice for other reasons, like that he's the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Or that, it's because God is punishing the nation.
But it says you should respect the authorities.
Yes, and nothing,
so,
basically,
the man.
They've set up a no-lose situation with their God where anything that happens is according to his will, which I guess, we haven't touched on this that much, pretty much makes prayer useless. It specifically says, pray for his will to be done. So, why do that? If he's going to do it anyway, why should anybody have to ask him? Hey, it's like me telling Tracy,
go do what you want, please.
I really want you to do what you want after the show today. Please.
Yeah.
And if you happen to want to go to Threadgills with us, that would be really cool.
But if you don't, that's
But if you don't, it's your will.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy who's here. Thanks, Chuck. We're about out of time. I got to
thanks.
catch up.
I try not to do it.